interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Warning: the following program contains explicit language and mature content. It is not meant for the easily offended. So if you are an emotional pussy, please refrain from listening. Thank you and enjoy.
There you go.
That's a way to start it. Welcome back. Another edition of the Words on Fire podcast. Your boy Cujo, my man Jules. As you see, if you're seeing us on the YouTube, we have a new little feature where we're the little box on the top, so where you can see the people that we have here. And with Halloween coming around, the spooky season coming around, we got the guys from the El Paso Ghost Tours. We got Leon and Art, owner and operators, and all around creepy motherfucker. Yeah. That's a creepy ass cats, man. These guys got stories for days. These guys got a lot of knowledge too, though. I will say that there's a lot of knowledge that was learned on the tour we took.
The history part was amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the crazy things is that one of the reasons when we started the podcast is that when you would think of El Paso, the only thing that ever come up would be like in the scene from Kill Bill, where it's just a little ghost town and then fucking tumbleweeds and fucking hicks.
It is a ghost town, though.
It is now. Yeah, it is now. So then, it's crazy to find out all the fucking history behind it, because even me being here 40-something years, I knew like an eighth of what you were telling us. I was like, that's fucking wild.
You were blowing my mind. Yeah, like it was when he was talking about all the shootouts and the...
Right.
That was awesome.
So to start off, Leon, how do you get involved in this shit in the first place?
Well, let's step back a little bit. So I was in the military.
Okay.
And I was stationed in Hawaii and in Hickam Air Force Base. I don't even know what they call it now. Hickam something. And while I was there, I was working midnight shift, by myself in the hangar, right off the flight line. And, this place had holes in the walls.
Okay.
And in the I-beams and stuff, like shrapnel had ripped through that place because it was attacked on December 7th, 1941.
Okay.
During the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Hickam was attached to Pearl Harbor. And so they didn't get away scot-free. They got blown up and everything. And there's, pictures of the way it was. But more importantly, there was something left over in that building.
Okay.
And so working out in the middle of the night by myself, nothing, nobody else around. The flight line's quiet. Everybody's home sleeping. And I could hear people walking through the building. I could hear them talking. I couldn't understand what they were saying. I could hear them singing and humming and all that stuff. There's all kinds of audio activity going on.
Okay.
And at one point, I was looking at the door on the opposite end of the hangar, and it was a very large metal door, probably about 8 feet tall and, just as wide.
Okay.
And it was like a 2-part thing. And whenever it would shut, it was the only door in the place that would sound like that, because it was the only door like that, and hear it bang. Well, one day I'm sitting in there in the little office cubicle area in the center of the place, and I hear that door open and close. And I'm looking right at it when it did it. And I was like, oh, these are just sounds. I thought these are, going to be ghosts or something walking around. I was like, no, these are just sounds from the past, like a recording. Now that I know, it's part of the stone tape theory, where structures actually take some sort of recording of activity that happened in that location, and it plays back at just the right time. Okay. So it's not going to always be playing back. The conditions have to be right for it to replay whatever that energy is. And all of a sudden, that's why you see Roman soldiers walking down roads in England.
Okay.
Or laughter in an empty bar, and that sort of thing. So anyway, that was my first real paranormal thing to happen to me, and I just like, oh, okay, now I know what it is. It doesn't scare me. So fast forward to the time when the movie or the TV shows started coming out, Ghost Hunters, and then a couple of spin-offs of that sort of thing. And I found them to be very realistic. Man, I was watching those guys. I was watching YouTube clips or whatever it was back then, just watching everything I possibly could, kind of, because they were capturing stuff that was at the time such a cheap budget of a TV show, like a low budget TV show was putting out real good CGI when they didn't really have CGI.
Right.
So I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
the only explanation. Right. So I go on a tour. I find it in the newspaper or Thrifty Nickel or something. And, my daughter's visiting me, and I was like, well, we got to find something to do.
Right.
And so I saw a ghost tour. I was like, well, that sounds fun. Walk around downtown at night, talk about spooky stuff. So then I went, and we went inside the DeSoto Hotel. And we went to a couple of places, and I'm like, how are these guys faking this stuff? Because it's really good. And then we went inside the DeSoto Hotel, and we're inside the main first floor. And about half of the group, it was kind of a big group, but about, 5 or 6 or 7 of us in the front, we saw a shadow come out of what we now found out was the bathroom. Came out, leaned out the door, looked at all of us for a full 3 seconds, and then went back in.
I would have been done.
Yeah.
I believe you. I'm done. I'm out.
Oh, I was in shock. And I had my camera right here. In the days of the digital camera, you really didn't have the cell phone.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there with my camera like this, and I didn't even take a picture.
You're too frozen.
I was frozen. And everybody looks around, and one of the investigators goes, I'm going to find out what that is. He starts, this is 15 feet away from us. There's no doubt what it was.
Right.
But he's like, I'm going to go get it. That was what was going through his head. I'm going to go get that. And so we all followed him. We're going to get it. And somebody is running the ghost radar on their cell phone.
Oh, okay.
And it said attack.
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 What the fuck is it? Street Fighter? Like, what the fuck is what the fuck?
Finish him.
Attack the ghost?
Get over here.
Body blow.
Body blow. So is this attack the ghost or you're being attacked?
Like we're attacking it.
Oh.
So later on we find out shadows are like animals.
Okay.
And they don't understand spoken language, no matter what language. They don't understand it. They read body language. And when they they're afraid of us. And when they try to get away from us, or when they're around people, they take the shape of a human, like camouflage. Okay. So they kind of melt in with the group, I guess, and still be able to move. If you go into a room with one, and like if in our case we go after them, like, hey, we just saw that shadow over there. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to try to get right up to it. Then that's when it will like cling to the wall, go into the corner of the room, and just flatten out. Go up on the ceiling, just try not to be seen.
And those are known as just a regular shadow, or is it like a shadow creature? Or?
Yeah, shadow creature, shadow person, same thing.
Like what?
And they're harmless? I mean,
for the most part.
That
for
everybody,
the most
for most, so there's an exception. Like there's some that will fuck you up.
Like I don't understand. Like, if it's a shadow, right? What the fuck? So if I go, right, like say Jules is the shadow. If I go, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't grab the ball. The shadow, you can't grab him. Can't what can you possibly gain from going after one? I can't comprehend the mindset.
Well, it's probably just to verify that that's what the fuck I saw. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to see what they'll do.
Yeah. No, I don't want to see what they'll do. That's so scary.
Yeah, I believe they'll do some crazy shit. So
yeah.
We had one flatten out on the wall in the DeSoto one time, and it flattened out. We could see it. We knew it was there. It was like clinging to the wall. It didn't have a human shape, but you saw, like we've been there so many times, and we'd spent so much time there. We knew every inch of that place, and I see this area of the wall that's just darker, and I was like, something's there, and you can kind of see it moving a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna grab it. I'm going to put my hand in it. I want to see what happens. So I walked up to it and I put my hand in it, and it just felt icky, like staticky, weird, cobwebby, just strange. And I was like, yeah.
what the fuck?
There was no ectoplasm there.
No. It wasn't like,
yeah, it was just Ghostbusters and shit. Oh. So Art, what was your first encounter with the afterlife, or I guess ghosts, or whatever it is?
Whatever that energy is.
So I must have been like about 7 or 8 years old.
And shit.
We were in transition. So we were moving from one apartment to another, and I used to live downtown. I was literally born and raised downtown.
Okay.
So we used to live in the projects on 9th. So we moved from there to 7th Street, closer to Boy Bakery.
Okay.
Segundo,
And-
right?
Yeah, Segundo. So we were staying at my grandma's house, my grandma's apartment, and she lived right on Park, like maybe a few steps away from Boy Bakery there, that area. And in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, I guess, it was pretty bad downtown in that area. It was a lot of gang activity.
Yeah, I remember that. I grew up around that time.
Yeah. You're from there too?
No, but I hung out there.
No,
a
he was
little
part
bit.
of the gang.
No, I wasn't.
One of those gangbangers and shit.
But yeah, it was pretty intense. So I guess someone had died in the alleyway behind her apartment. And whilst we were staying there, just one night, everybody was asleep, and I wake up like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And everybody was just snoring, and I was like, God damn it, I can't sleep. All these people, all these adults snoring. Now, what I do too.
Yeah.
But as I wake up and I'm looking around, like, I don't know what to do. I see this shadow figure and my grandma's house, and keep in mind, my grandma's like this hardcore Catholic lady. She's got a picture of Pope. The
Yeah,
Pope up
yeah,
there,
yeah.
like Jesus that follows you with a creepy eyes.
the yeah,
that
I've seen that
mofo.
one.
Oh, I
dude.
hated that thing.
Yeah.
But she's very, very, very religious. You can't talk about ghosts because it's not real. But I saw a shadow person in her kitchen,
Yeah.
just hanging out there, and I thought it was my dad because my dad at that point he used to smoke. So I was like, I seen like this smoke coming like out of his head or his face or something. So I was like, so I'm kind of rubbing my eyes, like, what the hell's my dad doing? Awake right now.
Right.
But it wasn't my dad because I was like, and then I go back and I'm like, okay, everybody's here, and I'm counting everybody that's asleep and all these adults that are like snoring like wildebeests.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is this thing? And it wasn't anybody of us. It was just a shadow person that had like plumes of smoke coming out of its head. Like it wasn't, like it was like ethereal. Like it wasn't solid. It couldn't keep its solid shape, but it was just like tearing apart or something.
Okay.
Did you freak out? Or?
Oh my god, I was scared.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
Yeah. The last
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, if the snoring won't keep you up, that fucking shadow, fucking smoky shadow. Sure
I'd
the
have
fuck
to
will.
see some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? For me to.
I don't think you'd still believe it.
Yeah,
I know you too well.
Yeah, there's got to be an explanation.
You would have to get molested and be like, you know what?
Yeah, impregnated.
Yeah. Damn near.
So a shadow baby or some shit.
So from 7 years old, like, did you have many encounters after that, or is it just that
I
was
did.
one of just?
That's one of many. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all had something happen or like I guess follow us around.
Maybe just opened the door. Now you became like sensitive to everything.
I
and
didn't
shit.
want that, but
I know. Like they just fucking. You're the chosen ones. You guys are the chosen ones.
So how long have you guys been doing the ghost tour now?
God. So El Paso Ghost Tour started in 2008.
Okay.
I wasn't part of it then, but I came along in late 2010,
Okay.
right around then. And I'll be honest with you, I went to after I saw that shadow, I went to every tour I possibly could.
Right.
I was like, all right, this is legit. This is for real. I've never seen anybody do anything like this.
Right.
One of the guys that ended up being part of our tribe, a guy named Starkey, on my, I don't know, first or second tour, we went into DeSoto and he's standing there and he leans over to one of the tour guides and he goes, "Hey man, I got scratched again." And on his calf, you could see like 3 or 4 scratches and they were bleeding, like a cat got him. And I was like, all right, this is legit. Like this is real, and I got to be part of this. So I went on every tour. Man, I was banging in, man. I was calling in sick to work.
Yeah.
to
go
on
to the tours.
Yeah, I was calling in sick to work to go on the tours. I was building my own equipment, and they took notice, and they had these tryouts, right? And I said, yeah, I want to be part of it. Didn't hear anything about it. So like the Saturday before it was, or the Friday before it was supposed to happen, like the day before it was supposed to have the tryouts, I call them up. I said, are you guys having tryouts or what? Because I'm interested. And they said, well, that's what we were waiting for, is for you to call. You know?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
if you weren't
to see.
really interested, you're not going to show up. You're
Right.
not going to call. And this was 2011, like halfway through. And anyway, we went to the Amador Hotel in Las Cruces.
Okay.
We spent the night there. And I think it was 6 of us. And so we spent the night there and saw shadow activity, saw a bunch of stuff, you know, heard a bunch of things, disembodied voices.
Oh, shit.
You know, as a matter of fact, we broke into 2 teams. So there's a female team and a male team. They just wanted to see how that would work. You
Okay.
know, who got the best activity, I guess.
Right.
And so we're downstairs in the tactical operations center, you know, with the camera, you know, with the TV screens and stuff like that. And
Right.
everything's wired. You know, we got microphones, we got cameras, all kinds of stuff going on. And so all the females come out. They're upstairs on the, I believe it would be the north end of the building, and they all move to the south end of the building. And once they left, and they're in that south part of the building already, and they're setting up, we see somebody peek around the door, like the corner of the door on the north side where they had just left, the room they were in.
Right. Just
Like that. We got it
Yeah.
on camera.
He was checking them out.
Yeah. And so we call him up. I was like, hey, mark that down, because that's some evidence right there, I think. So we call him on the radio. Where are you guys at? Is everybody there? Anybody left in that room you just left? No. Okay.
yeah.
There's nobody there. We caught some evidence.
Right.
You know, so we did, you know, none of us freaked out. They kind of trained us up a little bit. They showed us some of the equipment, how to use it, the proper ways, and you know, it was, and we just spent the night there.
So that hotel, why is that considered haunted? What had happened at that hotel that makes it considered haunted? Or
It was built in what, 1875?
76, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I mean, Las Cruces got wiped out during a flood. I mean, everything was gone. It's surprising that it surprised everyone when the landowners could find their property, you know,
Okay.
because it was just leveled about 1875, right around there. I can't
Huge
remember.
storm.
Yeah.
okay,
Huge, and it just kept feeding itself, coming down from the mountains. Just,
What they call that wasn't like a tornado or something. I mean, something, right? Like it was like a spout or something. Yeah, it was
I think
just
there's a water spout.
A
there.
water spout.
You know,
Yeah,
all
they
kinds of-
claimed. I mean, it was bad. It wiped
Okay.
out.
And when did this happen?
1870s.
75.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, 75.
okay.
So it wiped everything out. So they rebuilt this hotel, and it's built out of adobe, you know, most of it. And they used it as a hotel. They had horse races out in front, and so on the rooms upstairs, each room is named after one of the horses, but they're all female names. So a lot of people think that, you know, Paulina's room wasn't a horse named Paulina; it was a
Yeah.
prostitute.
Yeah, it's a brothel.
Yeah, that's what people say, but they also want to keep that name clean.
Right.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of activity. It's been around for a long time. There was actually a young lady. They had like a lounge
Oh,
area
Yeah.
in like the 50s,
50s, yeah.
late 40s, early 50s, and there was a female that used to hang out there. Everybody called her Cricket. Her name was Cricket Kugler.
Uh-huh.
And they called her Cricket because her shoes would squeak.
Okay.
You know, and it was kind of a poor time during the area, so she probably only had one pair of social shoes that she
Right.
would wear. 18 years old, and she goes missing. And at the time, there was a lot of politicians in town, and they were trying to turn Las Cruces into Las Vegas.
Right.
So after her murder, everybody cleared out. The mafia was there. He's dead now. I can say it. But the sheriff, Happy Apodaca, was all involved in all that stuff, and he was
Okay.
a bad dude. And he also was involved with all the trying to create Las Vegas. Soon as she died, or as soon as she went missing, they did find her body in La Union. I think
Right.
it was
Okay.
out in the fields, in a very
Oh
shallow
shit, where the
grave.
pumpkin patch is at?
Somewhere over there. Yeah,
Oh, I ain't going over there, man.
it might be a good idea to go
It
out
might
there.
be good, yeah, especially around now.
Try to contact her out there.
Now, yeah, there's some spookiness to the maze.
Yeah, that's a bonus at the end. When you get out, you get haunted and shit.
A lady in 1940s clothes out there.
Shit, I was going to go this weekend.
I'm looking for my head.
And then what about yourself? How did you jump into this shit?
It's the same, just going to the tours.
Yeah.
I mean, you started what, like 2010, 2011, something like that?
Yeah.
And like after, like maybe a year after he had started, I started going to the tours, and I went first with my sister, and then I started going by myself because I got hooked on. I also the DeSoto marked me. I think the DeSoto was a marking point for a lot of us. It was my first time in the tour, and we had gone to, how was it, the Gardner Hotel?
Gardner.
The old Insights Museum, I think.
Yeah.
And then they ended at the DeSoto Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And the DeSoto Hotel was, I had never heard of it, didn't know what it was about, but being down there, they were like, well, you might get scratched. What does that feel like? Okay, that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then Liam had just started, he tells me, well, if you feel like burning, like your skin's burning, that's that's a sign that you might be scratched. And I was like, you know what? We were going upstairs and we had just finished it. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, can you check my back? Because it's burning. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It's like it was like a sunburn or something like that. That's what I can describe it.
Right.
So you had
And
scratches on your
I
back?
got scratched. Yeah.
You didn't have sex the night before?
It was crazy.
No,
The crazy
just,
kinky shit.
were they
But
going
it
this
was-
way?
It was strange, right? It was a
Yeah.
strange, like weird shape. I couldn't see it obviously, but he had seen it as like there's something on your back.
Well, I think that was the last night we allowed kids in too, because there was a 12-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy, and the 12-year-old girl, she's sitting there, she's bored out of her mind, and she goes, "This is so boring," and goes like this, and
Yeah.
she started crying. We're like, "What happened?" Well, when she did that, she said she felt somebody punch her in the neck.
Damn.
That's pretty rude.
Okay, well, fuck this little bit.
Yeah, bam!
Bored,
Are you
huh?
bored now?
I think we should all take all the kids up in there, man.
That's gonna be
Well,
a
then-
new daycare.
Then come to find out, like when it was time for the kid to take a bath that night, they went to put him in the bath, and he had an 8 scratched on his back, like the number 8,
What
and
the-
he's 8 years old.
Oh shit.
And the reason we know that is because he came back the next week. Of course, his sister wasn't there. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was it. She was done with tours after that. She probably wouldn't even watch a scary movie anymore. She had
Jesus
PTSD
Christ.
after getting punched in the neck.
Dude, so how many people do you have in your
Your
I
team
guess
or
your
your tribe
team
or,
with
tribe or what do you call it?
yeah? I guess the team.
The team.
Our team, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we got? 7, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, it kind of comes and goes. A couple of our people had to move because of work, so they're away.
Okay.
But they do come back into town to help out and to enjoy.
And everybody
The
I'm going to assume everybody had some kind of instance when they were young then too, right? As far as foreseeing something or getting involved, or is it just within the tours themselves?
Well, I don't know. I think everybody talks about something that happened when they were younger. And
When
there's
younger.
a lot of people had that happen, so I can't say it's unique to us.
Right.
But for the most part, I mean, when you open the door to this stuff, it's not like you kind of are welcoming certain things.
Right.
They can tell that you can, for people who are sensitive, the spirits are, I think mostly I think it's all of them, the different entities, the different types, the human and non-human, they can tell. They know you're shining like a bright light in the dark.
Okay.
And so they're drawn to you. In my case, I'm not sensitive. So I think that we witness a lot of things because we keep our eyes open.
So you got a trained eye.
Yeah. And we've done it for so long, we can pick up on the energies without being sensitive. I can walk into a place and I can tell you it's haunted.
Really?
Yeah.
So for
How do you feel here? We're good? We're good?
let's start with that first. Yeah, are we good here?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
All right. So for any, and I'm sure you thought about this too before your first tour. Anytime everybody says something's haunted, something's everybody's skeptical, right? For people when they hear that statement that you just made, I can tell when it's haunted? Like what can you possibly tell people, or like how does that offend you by people like, this dude's full of shit? You know what I mean? Because right off the bat, anything that happens, like you said, the first tour is like, oh, these guys are good with the CGI or whatever, right? But like, how do you make somebody, I guess, not a believer, but not be a non-believer?
We don't do that.
No?
So that you know, people come, they pay to go on the tour, they pay to, you know, for the history, for the creepy
Right.
stories.
Yeah.
The bonus is going to be the investigation. For them, it's just kind of cool to be somewhere that they'll never get to go again
Right.
unless they go on the tour. You know, the basement of a building in downtown.
It's fucking creepy.
Yeah, creepy, dirty basement.
Yeah. Any basement's fucking creepy.
But that one was extra creepy. Yeah, it was,
Well, for obvious reasons too.
yeah.
See, I wish we could have gone to DeSoto.
Yeah. That was. I mean, DeSoto's a mess.
Or that where that room that we went into. Remember when you said you felt kind of weird and shit?
Oh, the boiler room?
The boiler
Yeah,
room,
the fucking Freddy Krueger type shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was.
So we took the tour with you guys because I wanted to see, you know, what was what, right? Because I know when we were out there, there was another tour guide, another ghost tour that were on the other side of the street from us, and I had told Jules here that I had been on a tour before. It was the 915 ghost tours. And I think that might have been them that was across the street because they're right next to their building.
Yeah.
And so I remember one of the things within that tour, you know, they gave us a lot of history also. They actually went to a few other spots than what you guys went. So it was cool to have, you know, a little bit more, you know, in depth. But one of the things that kind of, I don't want to say made me question it, is that when you go, so they have their own basement, because so according to them, or I don't know if it's true or not, so according to legend, their building used to be a brothel back in the day that burned up. So they still have, like, on the top, I guess on the top of their building, you could, on the inside, you could still see kind of like, I guess, where the flames were at or whatnot. So they kept it, I don't know if they kept it to look like that or they painted up, you know, who knows, right? So when you go down to the basement, they give everybody those, what are the EMS or?
The K2s?
Yeah.
The little box with the lights?
Right, but this one was a little bit different because it was just, I guess it was a different model. It was just bigger, so anytime we went around any energy, right, or electricity, whatever, it'd go off. So on the way down, you go through where all the electrical stuff is at. So when you're going down, it's going off like crazy because it's picking up on that. So it was like, oh my god, this fucking place is ripping with fucking ghosts and shit,
fucking
right?
Slimers.
Yeah. So it's like fucking, it's just fucking going. So then you get down there, they're like, all right, guys, well, there was a group of about 20 of us. And they're like, well, we only have like 8 of these. But if you guys want, there's an app you could download and it'll fuck. And I was like, all right. So I got the fucking app and I was like, dude, this is fucking ridiculous.
Maybe
So
it was
right
that
off the
one that
bat-
said to attack or whatever.
Yeah.
What app was it?
I can't remember the name of the app for the life of me, but I was down there. I was like, dude, this is fucking retarded. A fucking app. Because, you know, any app.
There's an
you
app
can-
for everything.
Yeah, there's an app for everything.
There
But
is, yeah.
you can program an app to, you know, do whatever the
Yeah.
fuck to make you, you know, skeptical as shit. So when we were down there, you know, people were like, oh my God, there's something moving over here. Watch, it's on your app. It's yellow. I was like, dude, there's nothing on this fucking
Wait, so
thing.
the guides told you that?
Yeah, so the guys were like, all right, so in this corner, you're going to see, you might see blah, 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 blah. And then you'll see if it's there, it'll light up yellow on your app. And I was like, this motherfucking thing ain't doing shit. You know, the Wi-Fi here sucks. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So whatever. So they get everybody in a big old circle. And they're like, all right, guys, so we're going to talk to whoever's here, whatever entity is here. They had no voice box or they had nothing. It's just
Spirit box.
they're just doing that. If you're here, go one. If you're not, you know, blink twice on your app or whatever.
Like a Ouija board.
So
type
yeah,
shit?
so everybody's asking questions, right? Oh my God, are you scared? And you know, just the typical questions. And in anything, being the skeptical person that I am, I was like, dude, this shit's gotta be fucking rigged. There's got to be some guys that are planted in the fucking tour, right? Because there's got to be. Because if you're gonna give me a fucking app, there's just got to be fucking planted.
There's some moles in there, man.
So yeah, so I go up and I ask a question, and I think they got kind of mad. I was like, hey, what's going on? I'm Joe. are you real or are these motherfuckers just robbing us? Because this is some fucking bullshit on a fucking app. And the app didn't say shit. It's like, ooh, you made it bad. Oh, no, nothing fucking happened. Nothing fucking happened. So me being the asshole or whatever, right? So they're, all right, guys, let's go upstairs or whatever. So I'm talking to the guys because they came onto the show. So we were talking to the dudes and my co-host and I. So where we were sitting, I think I told Leon this story. Where we're sitting, we're right in the beginning and the front entrance. And at the very end of the very back, you saw something and you heard like a light shatter. So they're the old school buildings that have the big old fucking old condensing light bulbs. So we ran over there, no glass anywhere, but there's dirt. I was like, well, that makes no fucking sense. I was like, I don't know if I pissed this thing off or I don't know what the fuck happened, but that was like as close as I got to this shit. But then when we got on the tour with you guys, and I know we were talking about this earlier too, Leon, because you guys had a number of different, I guess not gadgets, but I guess a number of different tools that you guys use. Right. And right now you could tell us what it is about it. And at the end, Leon decided to pick on us. And
I think it was you because you're the big motherfucker in there, so you were drawing a lot of attention to us.
And so in the bottom of the Gateway hotel where this is at, right?
Right.
How many different spirits have you guys, or different entities, or whatever, have you guys come across there?
Well, so far we think there's 9.
9.
Damn.
Yeah, we think there's 9, but I mean,
damn, that's 9 too many.
I don't know if it's only a few of them actually come out to us. So we do hear familiar voices come through the radio. I mean, it could be the radio stations that it's scanning at that time. It's programmed, programming. The same people are going to be on those radio stations, right? But what we listen for is the same voice over different frequencies. And that night you guys were there. We're picking up on a dude that was coming through. He'd say one thing, and then like 4, 5, 6, 7 different channels later, you would hear his voice again. A very distinct male voice. And that's to us, that's what we listen for.
Okay.
And also, we played that card game.
Yeah.
Right.
I asked everybody, and I always do this. I was like, all right, have you guys, because we lead up to it, we introduce ourselves and, kind of chit chat with them a little bit or try to. And then we ask you guys, the guests on the tour, have you guys heard any numbers come through? And most of the time people are like, no, not really. I mean, you would definitely hear numbers come through. And you would know it. And because somebody answering, what's your name? 5.
Right.
Everybody would be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But that's a number coming through. Then we play the card game. It's a guessing game for the spirits in order for them to kind of prove that, not really prove, but just to kind of play a game with us and, something fun for everybody, interact, kind of give them the people like, look, they're here, because they just guessed 3 or 4 out of 5 cards accurately. And then once we start doing that, all these numbers start coming through. Numbers.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
It's like they're guessing sometimes. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell what card it is if it's flipped upside down. I'd be guessing too.
Right.
So I don't know what their superpowers are. I don't know if they could see through.
They can't see through paper, I can tell you that.
So going back to the tools, what are the different tools you guys use on the tour? So, and like, what are the purposes of them?
We had the little pager things.
Yeah, the little pager things are K2s. So that's the must-have for any ghost hunter or paranormal investigator. It's not used, or it's not supposed to be used the way they use them on TV.
Okay.
So they were designed to find hot wires in the walls for electricians. We have better equipment for that stuff now. But it was designed for them to find the live wires without tearing the wall apart. But they have a very wide frequency range between 30 hertz and 30,000 hertz. That's a huge range.
Right.
And hertz meaning how many times it bounces back and forth. So the wires in the walls here in the United States and a lot of other countries is 60 hertz, which means alternating current, it bounces back and forth in the wire 60 times a second.
Okay.
In certain places in Europe, it's going to be 50. Doesn't make a difference to us. But it can pick all those up.
Okay.
It can also pick up radio signals. So if you have a walkie-talkie and you key the mic, boom, it's going to send out.
Right.
It's going to blink 2 times. So what we use it for on investigations is to find the hot spots, electrical hot spots in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want something thrown off our other equipment if you have like bad wiring,
Okay.
you know, and all of a sudden your living room is just, 20 milligauss all the time.
Yeah.
That's going to throw everything off.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's terrible.
We have encountered it.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's for. It's to find the hot spots, not really to communicate. There's other pieces of equipment to communicate with. But one thing that I found that was really, really cool is we can kind of track them if they're moving through the room using those K2s. That's why we hand them out and we spread them out throughout the room with our guests.
Right.
Is because sometimes you'll see it blink over here, and then that one goes dead. This one starts blinking. This one starts blinking. That
Cross room or something like that.
So you can see where that energy spot is moving through the room.
Yeah.
An odd thing about the gateway is that sometimes all of them will spike up to red or orange, pretty high up. So they'll all spike up there. Everybody's is up there. So I was like, wow, what is that? One of our guys is really good with like computer type technology, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, all that stuff that goes with it. And he goes, that's not coming from upstairs, because a Wi-Fi router is going to send out everything kind of like a band just up there. It's not going to send it into the floor.
Right.
It's kind of directional. And I was like, well, what the hell is it? And so I told the guests, I said, all right, we're all going to do this together. I want everybody to go upwards and point them up and see how far it goes. And sure enough, it goes only to about 6.5 feet, 6.5, 7 feet. That's it. I said, do it downwards, see where it ends. About a foot off the ground it ends. So, and this has happened several times. Every time we've tried it, it has done the same thing. There's a band of energy somewhere between 30 and 30,000 hertz that is inside the room with us.
Okay.
And so what we kind of figured after doing some research is that may be the spirits or the entities moving through the room, because they got to use energy to do everything, and they got to get it from somewhere.
Right.
And that might be them moving through the room. That's how they get there. Because it seemed like at the time when we were kind of experimenting with it, every time that happened, then we'd start getting activity in this one corner. There's something that was hanging out over there. We don't even know if it's human.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out what it is.
What it is, yeah.
So if it's not human, then the other possibility would be it's what?
Horse.
Fucking Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed came back.
I'm thinking it's a horse. I don't know.
I caught
It's
it.
going to be that way.
I caught a glimpse of. I believe it was it when we first started going there. I caught a glimpse of it, and it looked like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Like it was gray, and it was naked, and it was crouched in the corner, and it was bald.
Oh, now we're getting into some weird shit.
Some fucking S&M shit.
There's some weird shit. Going
So
on.
that would be more like a that be more demonic, do you think, or is that
Fucking
more
trolls.
I don't think it's
Duendes. Something.
it's I don't think it's demonic. I don't think it's how do you say chaotic neutral?
Okay, chaotic neutral. Okay,
You know? So
They don't identify as that shit.
they don't identify
That's-
any of that shit
yeah.
yet. Oh shit!
Just by looking at it, if it looks like that, I'm gonna think it's demonic.
Yeah.
that's how it's
I'm
presenting
just-
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be a dude that just wants to freak everybody out, and he's on the other side now, and he's enjoying himself,
So
freaking
he's
everybody out.
just a
And
jerk.
he accomplished that.
Good
Good job.
I mean, something you got to understand, though. I mean, it's not just ghosts, demons, and angels. There's a whole lot of stuff that we just don't understand.
Okay.
And, we haven't identified. We've seen them, we don't understand them.
So, ghosts, demons, and angels, and other, I guess, would fall
other.
into
Oh
it.
my.
It's like a gray rainbow.
There we go.
That's the
Taking over
that's
everything.
the straightest rainbow, the gray rainbow.
Man, we
So
got to deal with rainbows over there too.
So then, beyond the emitter, the EDM, or what did you call them? The
EMF, the K2.
EMFs.
Yeah.
What else is it that you guys use?
All right, so we also use what we call the Ghost. We call it the Ghost Pro. It's a Ghost Meter Pro, and like the regular Ghost meter, it looks like a toy. It's like
Yeah.
clear plastic and got a little red light in it and green lights, and looks like a toy, but it actually has a purpose if you put it in the right setting.
Okay.
In that right setting is it picks up ELF, extremely low frequency electricity, electrical fields. So we're talking between 3 and 10 hertz.
Okay.
And this is something that our equipment doesn't put that energy out. Like, most electrical equipment is a little bit higher frequency emissions. It's more of earth frequencies.
Okay.
Human body, just about everything in your body has a different frequency, a different, I'd like to say vibration, but that doesn't, that sounds hokey. It's an actual frequency that makes things operate.
Everything in the universe resonates at a certain frequency. So I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah,
because we're all energy, right?
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
And like an apple has its own energy,
Right.
and the seeds in the apple would have its own frequency also. So that is extremely low frequency, and we use that just for yes and no questions only.
Okay.
And that's a 1 blink for yes, 2 blinks for no.
Right.
Nice and simple. But a lot of people ask questions like, "Are you not afraid that blah blah blah?"
Yeah.
Or do you not like us being here? How do you answer that?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a yes or a no question? Right.
Right.
I mean, so that one gets a little confusing. It requires you to ask questions very clearly.
Right. Very specific.
Yeah. And sometimes what I do is I'll say, "Are you a man? Yes or no?"
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll say no. So then I say, "Are you a woman?" Then it'll say yes. Then now I'm on to something.
Okay.
Because
You eventually need to stop asking that question, though, because later on,
I don't think you see. So one of the things,
it's going to be outdated.
I think that Leon had mentioned to us on the tour is that say if this spirit was from the 30s, they get stuck in that time frame, right?
yeah, kind of. You know what we're we're still trying to unwind all that. I mean, we've been doing it for a while, and we're still trying to unwind things. Some of their vernacular may be old timey. One time we were communicating with something, and the guy kept saying check, check, check instead of saying yes. Kept saying check. In the old days of piloting, like flying airplanes,
Yeah.
they would say check instead. Like, hey, is the ignition switch on? Check.
Right. Right.
Instead of saying yes, they say check. So I did ask. I said, "Are you a pilot, or were you a pilot?" And they said check. So
Yeah.
it was a very unique
Right.
line of communication, and so these people are the people they were when they passed away. Whether or not they learn new things, I don't know if they maintain that memory. I have no idea.
Okay.
Probably just stuck in there in time.
They could be just, and they could just
Stuck
be
in a loop.
a piece of that person.
Damn.
So we just don't know yet, and they're all different. So it's real hard to study.
And then, so I also noticed you guys had a flashlight that you guys would use in the corner, in the back corner, because I was barely able to see it 'cause from where we were at.
I was trying to put it together what was going on over
Yeah,
there because
so-
it started blinking.
So that flashlight is just control. They control, I guess, the light of it. Or like, how does that work?
It's a mag light.
Yeah.
It's a mag light?
Yeah, it's a mag light.
The mini
You
Okay.
twist the front end of it to turn it on or off.
Uh-huh.
So what we do is we leave it right at the cusp of on and off. To
Okay.
complete the circuit, it has to be twisted. Otherwise, there's nothing that's going to turn on.
Mm-hmm.
That circuit's going to be open. So you have to close it up, and we leave it right at that little, I guess, like that little millimeter of like between on and off.
Yeah.
And then they can use that to twist it. You have to twist it.
Right.
There's no other way to turn that light on than by twisting the front end to the left or to the right. So
I'm kind of glad I'm learning that now because I probably would
You'd
have
have
been
freaked the
freaking
fuck
out because that thing was going.
Oh, it was going off and on.
Yeah, and then everybody's looking at it like, okay,
No.
and I'm like, no, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? Like,
Because you also had like a it wasn't a strobe light. Well, you had a strobe light behind by the stairs, but you also had that green light, like that club light, like a starlight.
the lasers.
Yeah, you had the lasers.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck, I don't know. We're about to have turn this shit to
Yeah,
a
yeah,
club.
maybe
or,
we're gonna bring
you had that one light in the
a
corner.
stripper spirit. I'm down.
Yeah, I was looking for. I was just waiting for Leon to be like,
I mean,
cinnamon,
hey,
come on
man.
out, cinnamon.
There's a lot of brothels around here, bro. They need to bring them back.
Right,
If I have
Delilah,
one
stand
complaint,
by.
bring them brothels back.
We got the couch down there.
Yeah, you got the
Oh,
boom boom
gosh.
couch.
If that couch can talk, that thing looks like it's been used.
It's like used like a motherfucker. So that little starlight or that little green light, what's the purpose of that light?
All right, so that one is meant for larger spaces. This space is a little bit smaller, but it's kind of cool to look at. We have got stuff from it, so that's kind of why we keep using it. It's worked for us before. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that the main purpose of that is to, I guess, capture anything that moves between that unit, that piece of equipment and that far wall back there.
Right.
So if something was to pass through it, some of the lights would blink or shift.
Okay. Yeah. So it would literally cover it like when you're going through.
Like that room we were looking at, where you guys say you were seeing some people. Like I couldn't honestly, I couldn't see anything.
I think I didn't want to see anything.
I was trying, but I don't think I have a trained eye.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It takes a while. I mean, sometimes it's good enough you can actually see it really, really.
I know what I felt though.
Yeah. No, we're getting to that.
Yeah.
And then you also had the little bouncing, flickering balls.
Oh, the cat ball.
Yeah, the cat ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the purpose of the cat ball?
Same thing. If
Just want to play with it, or
something to play with, like something interesting that piques their interest. They want to interact with it. I mean, because I have a little teddy bear with little lights in it. It's got an EMF meter, like a K2, all ripped apart inside of it. So all the little lights are all over it. The little teddy bear would be interesting to a child, you know, a living child, or a not living child being.
Right.
And so it's meant to attract them, their interest. They're like, oh, what is this thing? Pick it up. It's different in the room. It looks completely different than anything. And it's really dynamic, and it's really cool when it goes off.
Okay.
That one was going off, which is very, very rare for them to go off. And they have to either be moved, or some energy has to hit them hard.
Okay.
And like electrical field has to hit them really hard. And that thing was going off like crazy, and I was like, wow, okay, that's actually pretty good. Like, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Right.
Or ever.
And then the spirit box, you said, that's the right name.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm making fun of it, right?
No.
Because like I said, we did hear shit coming out of it.
Oh yeah.
Because like I was, because in the room once it gets quiet, you have, and of course you're always gonna have those assholes that are gonna be just assholes to be assholes, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm over there because I was like, dude, I'm trying to take this shit serious because I'm interested in this shit. I want to know what there is beyond what we are, right?
Yeah.
And you could definitely hear you heard that one beaner that came out with like cuatro, just fucking random fucking numbers and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And then you heard those other ones, so that was pretty cool. But I know, like next to that spirit box, for one of the guys, you had brought a bottle of tequila.
Yeah.
What is it? So the offering, they can't necessarily drink it, right? They can't. But what does that do? Does that like make it more inviting for them to come out, or
maybe you could smell this shit?
Well, you know what the weird thing is? Remember, I don't know if you were there at the Gardner when we decided we were going to drink them.
Yeah.
All right. So we had, over the years, or not years, but a short period of time, we were at the Gardner. We would bring them things like that, and we would hide the little bottles,
cigarettes and all that.
Cigarettes.
Yeah.
And in particular, I think we had a small bottle of Jack Daniels or something.
Yeah.
And so we asked them, and this was one of the last times we got to go there. So we're like, all right, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And we said, would you like to drink this with us? And can we have some of your whiskey with you? And they said yes. So we popped it open, and I can't remember who was the one that actually took a sip first, but they were like
Starkey, maybe, I don't know.
I can't remember, but anyway, even I tasted it, and I was like, this is not whiskey anymore. It just tastes like warm water. It had a spiciness to it.
Really?
It did not taste like whiskey anymore. Like the spirit of the spirit was gone.
Huh.
So
we absorbed all that shit.
Yeah, I don't understand
They
it.
took the essence, kind of like what you're saying. Like, they just smell it. Do they drink it? Well, like, they take like the essence out of it, I guess you want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you had mentioned also that you're supposed to bring a 40 for some cholo.
Yeah.
I was like, what the
Some
fuck?
OE.
There's some fucking cholos down here.
I was getting a flashback.
Yeah, well, man's like, man's trying to get a Mickey's and shit afterwards.
He said,
I'm gonna put it in a paper bag and roll it down a little bit.
said some Schlitz. I was like, yeah.
That's exactly what he asked for. I don't know. I think his girlfriend asked for the Schlitz
The
for
Schlitz,
him.
yeah.
Or I can't remember. I don't know if it was
One
for
of them.
him. Yeah. So he wanted Schlitz. I'm like, Schlitz.
Where are we
That's
going
very
with that, man?
freaking
Go
specific.
back
Right.
in time.
Yeah,
for
that was my
one.
shit. Flashback.
So then that dude didn't die that long ago. Because Schlitz was what,
Nah, man.
70s, 80s?
It had to be a drive-by.
I think it was probably I think it was like the late 80s, early 90s because
Yeah?
Yeah.
because
Oh, I
everybody
believe
was seeing this lady with big hair, and we're like, what kind of big hair? Like the Beehive 1950s, 60s, or 1980s?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's different than that. And I just got that idea. I was like, oh man, I wonder if she's a God, what those guys called the
Pachuca.
the Pachuca? Yeah, a Pachuca. I said,
Pachuca.
and I did. I was like, are you a Pachuca? And she said, yes.
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, oh, and just then, right when she said we guessed it right, right when we said that, we just got this, the Pachucas with the big hair, and with the big pants, the
Yeah.
suspenders, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the breakdancers back in the 80s.
I know, huh? That's what I know, huh?
Expect to see her doing some popping and locking.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, we just got this rush of air, and it smelled like Aquanet.
Oh, fuck me.
And we're like, and it's
Oh,
like the
man.
scented Aquanet. I think it was like the pink can.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the extra hold, man. Yeah, man. I know about that can.
We smelled that, and I was like, oh shit, that's Aquanet.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
funny because we had a couple that night, right? And they were very young, so they're like, it smells like this and this and that. We're like, we knew because like generation, we like
right.
we experienced that. Your generation didn't because it killed the ozone or whatever. we
Destroyed
know what
the
it
earth. Destroyed the earth and shit.
Mom's getting ready to go out. She's all Aquanet.
Yeah. Fuck, at least 2 bottles. At least 2 bottles.
Yeah.
Just to make it through the fucking
Bring
night.
some pomade for that guy. Maybe.
So 3 flowers.
Three
bro.
flowers,
and shit.
yeah.
Huh?
Nice.
So from everything that you guys have done, we'll start with Art. What's the scariest shit that you've been through? Like, because I know after a while you go numb to it, right? Because it's,
Well,
I mean, to certain things
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah. Do you guys even get freaked out?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because I know Leon was like,
You see us running, you better follow
You
us.
better follow us. So we say.
no, because I know Leon had said when we're down there's like, yeah, there's a dude that every now and again you'll catch like on the corner of your eye that looks like John Fetterman,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude.
Big ass
I'm-
lurch.
So like every time I look to the side, I was scared shitless just to look to the side. I was like, dude, if I turn
see
and
it.
I see some shit, I'm gonna smack this dude by fucking accident. I'm gonna smack Jules by accident. Like,
Yeah, man,
it's
I'm
gonna be one of
standing
those
next to you,
twitches and
bro.
shit. But like, what's the scariest shit you've seen or you've been involved in?
Man, it's hard to.
Not high school, but
Legally.
What, trauma? No.
Legally.
As far as with entities or
Yeah.
no, we'll leave the child support out. And shit.
Yeah. I'm still fucked up by all that. Anyways.
It's hard to like pinpoint it to just one. Oh man, I mean,
One that sticks out like.
it had to have been Bassett, I guess, for me
Oh,
personally.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
so Leon had told us a story. Let me hear the story from your side because Leon had told us the story already when we're on the tour.
Yeah.
When we had gone on our.
I
on
don't
our
look
own
at
private
that
tour.
place ever again. I don't look at Bassett the
It's an
same
old
anymore.
place.
Yeah, so let me hear it from your side. I want to hear it from your side.
I
now.
mean, that place is old. That from when we figured it's the first open air like mall that El Paso had.
Mhm.
So it's
Okay.
that old.
Yeah,
There's these service rooms underneath Bassett that we were going to investigate. We had a special, I guess, event
Yeah, it was
with
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night
That-
from 4 or Nightmare on Elm Street 4 or 5 something
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
it's 4. Yeah.
Yeah, she was gonna be there, and they were gonna be showing the
cool
movie, and yeah, she was gonna be there and signing autographs and stuff. And we're gonna
Right.
watch the movie, so it was movie / investigation. So we did the investigation the week before, just a preliminary investigation, just to fill it out, just to see, if it was safe.
right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
It
safe.
wasn't.
It wasn't safe at all. I mean, we had to screen 9 when one of the theater 9, and we had to go underneath the theater. You see the screen, and there's this like I guess curtain underneath underneath it. You have to lift up the curtain, and there's this big hole in the in the floor.
Yeah.
And we look down and like we're gonna go down there.
It's a ladder. It's like a 12-foot ladder.
12-foot
Oh, fuck.
aluminum ladder, just stretched all the way down. And we took people down that mother.
Really? To the depths of hell.
So
We-
nervous.
That in itself
Waiting
would
to
have been,
catch someone.
or get sued for
Yeah.
shit. But we did the preliminary. I think that night it was raining, and we went out there. It was just a team. Nobody else went with us. And
Oh, the manager of the place.
Oh, the
yeah.
manager. Yeah, the manager was the only one there. Just there was no guests. I guess I should say. But we were down there, and I was really stupid because at that time I was learning a little bit of Latin just to piss the thing off at the.
Why would you want to piss it off?
Like triggering people.
trigger
Yeah.
basically? And
You already got scratched, dog. Like, why the fuck do you want to piss it off?
That's a rookie mistake.
Yes. I mean, that was like what 2013, 2014, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So I was still kind of new to the whole thing. But yeah, I started talking to it. We were down there with these huge rooms. You'd never think that those things exist underneath Bassett, but right where Premier Cinema is at, it's like the parking lot, and underneath the whole theater. That's how big they are.
Really?
They're huge, and we were just going down and traveling through these things, and I decided to call it out, see what had happened, because the story was that there was some sort of like, I guess some sort of evil book or something down there. I don't know what they found, but I was like, screw it, I'm gonna try it out, and and this is the thing. This is before Leon took over. This is we had the previous owner, so he wasn't the best at this stuff. He was always instigating.
He was
kind of
instigating all the time.
very corrosive guy, very nah. But so I was kind of taking after him because he had taught us how to basically do this stuff,
Right.
and I started antagonizing it, saying these things in Latin that I didn't even know what the hell they were.
New sheriff in town. Blah, blah.
You have a small
So
penis.
it was basically like it was a Bible verse, and I'll go and I guess I'll go and say it. Videbam satanan sikut fulgur dekaya locadentem. That means
Fuck. Stigmata.
beheld-
That's a stigmata shit.
Yeah,
I
man.
beheld Satan like lightning fall from heaven. That's Jesus saying that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not a believer in any of that stuff. I was just
Talking shit.
talking shit. And I started to kind of go into what I would describe as like a panic attack, but without the attack. It was just sinking into myself, and I could see everybody outside of me, but I could see from the inside. I was falling into myself, and I couldn't really react to what they were talking. I couldn't really say anything, and at that point we had one of our team members. She's an empath, and she was helping us out with all that stuff too. And she was like, "You're not yourself," and she got freaked out, and I got freaked out too. And I was like, "I don't know what's happening. I don't feel like myself. I just don't feel okay." And to get up, the surface was a stretch, because that ladder was fully extended, and you had to have someone hold it down so you wouldn't fall and break your neck.
Right.
So it took me forever to kind of calm myself down and then go upstairs and have one of her, I guess, teammates help me out and kind of just shake that off stuff. But yeah,
Oh, it took 45 minutes to get whatever it was off of him.
yeah.
Did it feel like 45 minutes?
No,
Really?
it felt like just real quick. But I wasn't myself. I wasn't there. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know if you ever have a panic attack. You can't breathe, and you feel like you're sinking into yourself, and you just can't catch your breath.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like.
And
Damn.
were you able to comprehend everything that everybody was talking to you, or was it just like the Charlie Brown? Wah, 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 wah?
Sort of like that. It was just kind of like muffled ears,
Yeah.
and just the light was getting to me, and that's why I kind of keep saying like a panic attack, because the light was too much for me. I couldn't, I had to close my eyes because there was too much light happening at that time.
Yeah, because I know when Leon had told us, he had said that you were just there just laughing, like with a sinister little
I don't
fucking
even
laugh.
I don't remember that. I had to. All I knew inside of my head is I needed to get out, but I don't know what happened. We call it getting zapped.
Yeah, we call it that now.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to put it.
That's what it feels
So
like.
fucking demon takes over.
Yeah,
You're like,
that
"That's
seems penetrated. Or some shit like
that sounds gay. No, you can't say penetrated. That's gay. You can't say that. That's gay.
well, not that there is anything wrong with
No,
that.
no,
it's just-
no.
but
It
is gay.
Everybody's okay to get penetrated. But so, Leon, what's the worst thing that you've experienced?
So I've had a couple weird things. I mean, because I really don't get scared. I'll get startled. There's a difference, and there are times when, God, it's like instincts tell you don't go there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you don't stick your head in the lion's cage.
Right.
You just know something bad's going to happen, and if you get too close to that lion's cage, then you start feeling that bad feeling.
Yeah.
Right. So I've had that a few times. As a matter of fact, there was one time we were down in the DeSoto. The only feature in that, a real feature in that back room, was a closet, and that closet had stuff in it from like 1975,
Okay.
like little bits and pieces. Nobody went in that closet. Nobody's cleaned it out since then. It's got bad juju. So one of my things that I would do is if it's a little bit slower, I'd put my back to the opening of the closet. And then I would tell people, of course, watch and see if anything follows me out, right?
Brave
And
man.
I would do that, right? And, tell me, it's scary as hell.
Fuck.
So, but I'd still do it for my guests.
Yes. Sacrifice myself.
There's no money some motherfucker could pay me to be like, all right, demon, get in there.
So this time our empath was there, and as I start, I was like, I'm going to try something. As I start walking towards it, I just get hit with this terror. And I jump back just at the same time. She says, don't go there. Don't go there. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. I mean, just like she got scared.
Yeah.
And then I hit that wall of fear, and I jumped
Right.
back. I was like, I am not going there. So I don't know what the hell that thing is. I don't know what it is. It's got power, and I'm not messing with it tonight.
You should try that again, and he could speak Latin and see what happens. I mean, since we're getting crazy with it.
I think he was that night too.
We would I would just learn little phrases here. I don't really know a lot of it. I just learn phrases just to see I guess as a trigger object, to see if we could get it to react to
Some
it.
exorcist type shit.
Oh, fucking why?
I don't know. I just don't see any situation where I would need Latin.
No. Like, as it is right now, like, Jules wouldn't trigger me with anything because I might hit him, live alone a fucking spirit or something demonic if you get this
Well,
fucking ugly feeling.
It's kind of a way to find out how old it is. If they understand Latin or if they respond in Latin, then
It's old
they're
as shit.
old. Yeah, because we had one time we were at this. We used to call it the Golden Eagle Saloon, and it was just it's a building that's near the tap, and we were speaking Latin, and it called us Romans.
Romans.
Like Romans. Like that. I think it came through the spirit box.
Right.
And it said Romans. And I was like, Romans? Oh, 2,000 years ago, the Romans spoke Latin. And it knows it. And I think it might have been like a very old insult.
Okay.
To insult somebody is to call them a Roman. It's like calling somebody a Nazi. Same thing.
Right.
And so I was like, whatever this is old.
Right. So have you guys in here, like say within that area that we're walking around, now that we're not there, have you come across any demonic things that you're like, that really scary that you won't go near anymore?
We will not say his name.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we don't want to say that.
In the basement.
It was at one of the places that we used to go.
Oh yeah,
But he can go wherever he wants because we encountered him in a couple of places.
So then that demon, that demonic, well, I'll just say demonic entity. So it's not stuck to one place from what you guys have seen.
Place or time.
Do you think it might be more just because it's following you guys because you guys had some kind of interaction with it?
Yeah. So we had the interactions with it, and we provoked, and that was you don't do that. We didn't think it was a demon. We thought it was something pretending to be him, but come to find out it was. But I believe that we're not supposed to be crossing a certain line when it comes to communicating with the other side. If we come out and we're like, hey, look, here's a ghost. We got it in a a Faraday cage locked in the house.
Right.
And here's a ghost. Here's proof that ghosts exist. Well, now you got the proof of the afterlife,
Right.
right? And, you know, biblical stuff, Sumerian texts, all way back, they don't allow you to know what's going to happen afterwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever power is on the next side. So I think that they have a job to ensure that we don't mix,
Okay.
if that makes sense. We don't come up with enough proof to prove the existence of the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of what the gist of what we discovered. So at that time, our guests were catching full body apparition photographs. They were catching some really, really good evidence. Of course, they never sent them to us. You know, and you know, and we're talking digital cameras, not cell phones.
Scratches.
Yeah.
Oh, those two. Through like thick layering. I remember that lady that was one of our guests.
Yeah.
It was winter and it was cold in that basement.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, there's no way you could have done that to yourself or anybody else.
Oh, is it? Yeah. It not only was it a weird angle to where her hand would have to scratch.
Right.
It was a scratch that you can't do to yourself because it swelled up. And she
Damn.
had 2 coats on. What is it? A coat, a jacket, like a long shirt, and I think a T-shirt underneath that.
Yeah.
God
Layers.
damn. Yeah, it's just layered up.
Yeah.
So when I know some of the questions that we've seen, so like the different places that are considered haunted in El Paso, do they reach out to you guys to go and check them out, or a lot of them? Because like you say, what is it? El Paso High is like the most fucking haunted place or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I know we had mentioned, well, we had talked about this on the tour that we're on, when I guess what we were, all 3 of us were on. And you're saying that from what you believe, now quote me if I'm wrong, is that a lot of the pictures that you see of people isn't necessarily an actual apparition. It's more just a glitch within the camera, right?
The way the technology was back then, right?
Yeah. So in particular, the El Paso High School yearbook photo with the blurry girl in the middle. You know, she probably, you know, it took a couple seconds for the aperture or for the exposure to happen. You know,
Right.
so the shutter would open. I guess back then it was like shutter would open, a couple seconds it would close. Everybody hold really, really still. Well, there's ADD back then.
Yeah.
You know, kids couldn't hold still, and she probably went like that, and all of a sudden, within that little short period of time, when the shutter was open, she's got a blurry face.
Right.
You know, so
That's what I think happened.
I mean, I haven't. I mean, I've heard of people seeing a girl there, but I've heard more of the cleaning man that's there. What else? There's a whole bunch of like phantom noises coming from like the gymnasium. You can hear a whole like
Band.
pep rally or a band or a basketball.
Really?
So
I'll be on the Instagram, and now they're, you know how they do like
the Fit Fam's been doing.
Yeah, Fit Fam, and they were doing what was it, El Paso High, where it'll be like some
Just-
kind of figure.
just pops up.
Yeah, it
Well,
just pops up. But
dissipates.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. if
But
that
I mean,
was-
if a whole band is playing, does that mean that there had to have been a band that died
Nope. That goes back to the stone tape theory.
to actually recording within the
someone
within the
recorded there a
walls.
long time ago.
Yeah, so
Like,
they recorded it to
the walls recorded it.
that
Yeah.
absorbed it, and
Yeah.
then since that is an old ass high school, maybe it's. I guess it's what the material that they use that absorbed the fucking kinetic or whatever energy it gave and just fucking releases it time at a time. That might,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's
Damn.
made out of a whole bunch of limestone. and
yeah.
natural materials.
Yeah, limestone.
And around here, I think it's granite that's in the basements.
Oh shit!
Like,
That's just a fuck. This shit's gonna start talking at 3 in the fucking morning.
Just as long as they don't say no crazy shit that we're
Right,
talking
so,
about. Yeah, don't tell on us, motherfucker.
so yeah, there's a million different possibilities because there's a million different things that happens
Yeah.
in that place.
Because I know one of the things that I had heard about El Paso High, that before it was built, that it used to be one of the hospitals for Pancho Villa, and that down in the basement, I guess that's where they had the morgue or whoever died out or whatever. That's where you'll see. That's why you're seeing people or whatnot, because there were fucking all the dead bodies that were down there or whatnot. But I don't think that makes sense, because I don't think the timeline fucking lines up. But
Thank you, man.
Yeah, but that's one of the things I always heard about that place.
Yeah.
Another place.
The naked harem. You guys should try to do like
That would be a good one.
Yeah, if
Actually.
you guys want to go to strip
I know
clubs,
there's some
I'm
crazy
down to
shit
go.
be going down. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
down
mean-
for that. We'll
Yeah,
volunteer for that.
Oh, come on, all wired and shit. I got zapped. Fuck that. I got an STD.
Just don't use one of them lights. It'll be all kinds of glowing.
Don't use the fluorescent lights.
Fluorescent
the
lights.
black light inside there.
Yeah, dude, look at all those comets.
Is there a place that you guys would like to go and check out here in El Paso, but they won't let you?
Yeah, El Paso High, definitely. I'd like to put it to rest.
Yeah.
Is it haunted? Is it not?
It won't. Why do you think they won't let you guys?
Because it is.
You think it takes away the lure from it?
I mean, look, they used to do their own tour there around Halloween.
The alumni, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
the alumni did. And you had to be from El Paso High to go on this tour, I guess. But the teachers would give the tour, and they said, this is not a ghost tour. And they would take them in there, and they still, from what I understand, they'd still kind of dabble in it a little bit. Didn't really know what they were doing, take people into the basement, into the catacombs underneath there. But they still would, and even the faculty would say that, yeah, all kinds of things are happening to us here, all the way out into the parking lot, things were happening.
Oh shit!
But it's not that they're denying that it's haunted, or they don't want to make it more haunted because you got a bunch of those little Edgars that are going to break into the place,
Yeah, they would.
That's
tear things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the-
Edgar's.
Those are the ones you need to take to DeSoto.
Dude, that's what I'm gonna feel sorry for.
Yeah.
Like in 30 or say 100 years from now, they're gonna be at a ghost hunt and there's gonna be a little Edgar that pops up. And we're like, what the fuck is this?
Are you
What's
an
up,
Edgar?
What the
cuz?
fuck is this?
Are you
Hey,
right?
cuz.
Give me a number, cuz.
Yeah.
Dude, so if you guys could go check out any place anywhere in the U.S., what would be your ultimate, like, I gotta go place?
Well, I want to go back to El Paso. I mean, I would like to go to El Paso High, but for me personally, the Patterson home.
Oh
Patterson
yeah.
home.
Patterson.
We
What
were
is the
actually-
Patterson home?
Yeah. Okay.
That's like what, Sunset Heights, right?
Yeah, it's Sunset Heights. So the Patterson home is where Mr. and Mrs. Patterson went missing in the 1950s,
Okay.
never to be found again. They had a cat. So here's the weird and probably sad part is that I did talk to someone that went in that house. I mean, they were legally able to go into it. Like their family was part of that house somehow. I don't know.
Okay.
But she said she saw a cat sitting on the counter, and it was hungry, and it just vanished. And the thing is, the Pattersons, Mrs. Patterson loved that cat, and so when they went missing, we think the cat was. I believe they said they found the cat inside the house, starved to death.
Damn.
So that's why it was up on the counter. There's a lot of theories on what happened to the Pattersons, and I researched it quite a bit when we were supposed to go there. They think that Mr. Patterson was a communist spy during the Cold War,
Okay.
Russian spy. I don't think so. He owned a camera shop, and all of a sudden his co-owner or his partner in the business was driving his car,
Yeah.
was wearing his clothes,
Oh.
was playing with his money, and he took over ownership of the place. Personally, I think he murdered him. Somebody also mentioned that the bodies could be inside the house, down in the basement, in a fireplace.
Somewhere in the grounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really?
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody lives there.
Well, people that
There
rent
is.
it,
Yeah, I guess
they don't
it's-
stay
Oh, you can
long.
rent?
Yeah, they don't stay long.
So then, why? What keeps you guys from being able to go in there?
The
don't know.
current owners.
Yeah,
that-
the current- yeah.
they won't let us in there.
So then you won't be able to
You've
get.
asked and no.
no.
You won't be able to be like, you know what? Let me get a month, or let me try to rent this place out.
Yeah, let's
And
Airbnb
then
this
just
shit.
fucking-
Oh man, that'd be a
That'd
popular
be
Airbnb.
awesome. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Everybody who's into ghost shit would be like, fuck
yeah.
yeah.
No, they've seen Mrs. Patterson up on the stairway. I guess there's stairs in the living room, and they've seen her on the stairs, just kind of looking down at the
Yeah.
the
And this happened in
residents.
the 1950s, you were saying?
Yeah, it was in the 1950s.
So
Wow.
so when this dude, when his partner had taken over the business, then that's when both of them had gone missing, or was it
Oh yeah,
just him?
they were both gone.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
he was just.
So they were saying that
He whacked 'em.
that they were in a hospital, like in in North Texas somewhere. I mean, so it was like a goose chase trying to find this guy
Right.
because they kept claiming he was at a certain place, and it was for wealthy patients, and they weren't going to give out the information like that he was there.
Right.
But this certain person was calling and saying, "I know where he's at. He's at this hospital," basically trying to extend that trail further and further away. You know, in reality, I think that his partner killed them both. Is what I think inside the house.
You know, it's funny though. Was it his dad or her dad that sent the letter? Or
I think it was his dad.
his dad? Yeah. His dad made a statement or something that like he wasn't surprised. Like they asked him, you know, what's going on. And he was like, he wasn't surprised that his son had gone through all this stuff, and he's probably missing now because I guess the shady dealings and all that.
You can't trust them fucking Russians. You can't trust them Russians.
We know that.
We know that now.
And I think the cartel stuff was actually starting to happen back then.
Kiki Camarena.
Yeah, it's way before that.
That's a Kiki Camarena shit. Holy shit. Damn.
Yeah, they might have made him go missing. His partner all of a sudden just had everything that he had. So that'd be a good investigation.
Have you guys got out to that, what is that, the little hill that they said on the west side that's haunted by the little kids that push that'll push your car if you put...
Oh, the gravity
Hill.
Yeah, Gravity Hill. Have y'all gone to debunk that? Has that shit been officially debunked yet?
Well, you know what? There's gravity hills all over the place.
country. Yeah, there's one in California.
Yeah. And one of our guys did go out there. He did the powder on the bumper, all that stuff, and he said, "I'll be damned." There was little kid handprints on the bumper. Like it worked. It actually did it. So that was Chris. That was a while back though.
I'm down to go.
Oh, that you'll do?
Yeah,
You can fuck up a little kid, right?
I need to see. I don't think that's gonna happen to me, but I'm saying let's try it out. Fuck it.
I don't even know where it is, but I've just
Where's it
heard
at?
of it.
I think it's on Thunderbird, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the story was that a school bus had gotten run over by a fucking train or some shit. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And then that's all the kids are now trying to lure or push cars out the way so they won't get run over or whatever. But with our fucking luck, a train will fucking come by.
Yeah,
we're trying
that's
to.
not a
We'll
good
be
idea.
too stupid to put that shit in drive.
I got to look into because I mean I'm like, all right, train right there. That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe there are tracks up there. I haven't looked.
I don't know.
It's just not something I've dug into.
What are the other popular spots in El Paso that are supposedly haunted? I heard, was it McGoffin?
Yeah, McGoffin. They
Home.
say the McGoffin home's haunted,
Yeah.
but people that work at McGoffin say it's not haunted. It's been there a long time. It
Right.
probably is. They're just keeping the Edgars out, you know. But
Fucking
it's
Edgars.
it's not everything in El Paso's haunted. Everything.
Yeah, because I know you had mentioned everything downtown.
Yeah.
is fucking.
Especially down.
Oh,
There's all kinds of crazy shit because there was
Yeah.
the old Wild West that fucking went down there. Everybody was
yeah.
fucking getting capped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you were telling us. I was like, damn, this went down right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So one of the things that I found really interesting that you had talked to us about was under the White Square, the park that was underground.
Yeah, I just found out about that not long ago. So there are certain people that work in town, in certain buildings. These guys have access to everything. It's like all these business owners and all the building owners, they know each other, or the same guy owns a whole bunch of them.
Right.
So some of these guys have access to everything. And he says, I was in the basement of that. You need to go into the basement of that. I haven't been able to yet. So, but he said there's a park down there, the original park, or one of the original parks from the 1800s. And so I started researching it, and you know, stuff like that's real hard to find.
Yeah.
But he said that, yeah, the little pathways and the rocks and all that stuff is still in the basement of that building. As a building, as a business building, because when it was built, 1904, 1905, something, it's real hard to find information on that building anyway. It's called a Buckler Block.
Okay.
And when it was built, it was a furniture store or department store, basically sold dry goods, you know. And why would they have a basement with that in it? It makes no sense, because then they lose a lot of their, I guess, their usable area.
Right.
So now it starts making sense that used to be a park, because when they would have floods, that part was lower right there, and the big floods that would come through would wipe out buildings and things in that area. So they brought the level of the street up, you know, to keep that water more level in that area. So it makes perfect sense that they left the park down there and built the building around it, in that area, which it's odd, but the guy says it's there. I believe him. Got no reason not to.
Right.
He seems to be pretty knowledgeable about the whole area. So.
And you said there's a lot of tunnels downtown that connect throughout the city, right?
Yeah, there's quite a few tunnels. Some of them are just part of the I guess
cartel and shit.
Not that.
They're all fucking smuggling tunnels.
Alien smuggling.
Like maintenance for the buildings.
Oh.
And for
okay.
the electrical, and they got a lot of wires and stuff running around, pipes and things. They got to get to them.
Yeah.
So that's there too.
Some Ninja Turtle shit, bro.
I mean, there's some older ones. There are older tunnels, but they're not going to make a tunnel that lasts forever and ever and ever.
Right.
They're gonna put the tunnel, that goes forever and ever. I guess they're gonna put it to where they need it to go from Mexico, and the Chinese did that back in the old days.
Fucking Chinese.
And
Man, we gotta find them tunnels.
We gotta find them Chinese.
You could tell a Chinese tunnel from another tunnel because
It's really small.
It's shorter.
It's really short.
No, it's made out of railroad materials,
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
tracks and ties. Yeah,
Oh shit.
because they work for the railroad.
Yeah.
They were stealing that shit.
Fuck yeah, they were. Fuck, dude. The Yakuza.
Knew it.
You knew it in your heart of hearts, huh? You son of a bitch. So if these guys, if people want to go on this tour, if they want to learn more about you guys, where can they log in, or where can they check you guys out?
I got a website, elpasoghosttours.com. You can get started there. I don't maintain it, so a lot of the pictures are like from the 90s. We got pictures of orbs. I'm like, we don't do orbs anymore. We know better now.
No orbs.
So the orbs ain't a real thing?
Orbs are a real thing, but usually when you take a picture and you get an orb, it's because the flash bounced off of a piece of dust this far away from your lens.
Okay.
So that's what most of them are. We've seen them.
Uh-huh.
And we've seen them on multiple occasions.
Right.
They just don't quite look like
They
the
don't
ones
look like
that
the
we
ones that
put
come
on
on.
that
They don't look
website.
like that.
Okay.
So our website's there to buy tickets. That link does work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somewhere on the website it says to meet in front of the DeSoto Hotel.
Oh gosh.
I can't find it. It's there. I can't change it.
It's that demon trying to get these motherfuckers.
Maybe-
Sending people to the wrong
Maybe
place.
it's invisible to you.
Yeah,
Your trained eyes are catching that.
I can't see it because it doesn't want me to.
Yeah.
No, we actually meet in front of the International Bar. So San Jacinto Plaza, on the south side of San Jacinto Plaza is, of course, the Roberts Banner building, the creepy cement building that's on the corner right there next to Mesa and Mills.
Right.
So basically, if you show up to Mesa and Mills, you're going to see us. We're going to be pretty close to that. 'Cause,
Good drinks in that place, man.
Yeah, no, you were in there when I was
Yeah.
trying to fucking find you. I was trying to find. I don't know where the
It was
fuck
cool.
is that.
First time I've ever been in there. That was awesome.
Oh, that place is haunted too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
So I know one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is that I know. So when we first met, you were showing us downtown right next to the hotel. You said you had mentioned something about there's a certain spot that's kind of like a subway for souls.
Oh yeah,
Right next to the tap, right?
Can you talk to me about that? Like,
yeah.
can you mention that? Yeah, can you go into that a little bit? Because that kind of just caught me like, God damn, we got subways now? That's some Elon Musk shit, boy. That motherfucker got that speed bullet train and shit.
I mean, I didn't know what else to call it. I mean, we would go there as the Golden Eagle. You remember?
Oh, the Golden Eagle, yeah.
And we'd have all these different spirit. Like, all right, so you go into a place, you're going to have the same. You got the spirit box rolling. You're going to have the same activity. You're going to have the same spirits coming through the spirit box. They're going to work the equipment the same way. They're going to respond the same way every time. Like, it's always going to be the same. It's there. You go into a different building, it's going to be different.
Right.
But this one spot, we started getting pretty used to it, and we were contacting one guy, David something. I can't remember his last name, but he was the original owner of the building. I think he died in like 1904 of a heart attack, is what he said. And we started getting other spirits coming through. Other spirits were coming through, and we're like, why are there's so many different ones all the time, and they're only there for that 1 week, that one day. Where are they going? What's going on? So then we started getting, somebody was saying the three who are one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you remember that, right? And one time one of our one of our people, Jackie, she walked into the back room because it was basically 2 large rooms that we would use. I mean, that was there. And so Jackie walked in there. She saw those 3 guys standing there. She saw 3 guys standing in the middle of the room. She only saw them for a moment, and then they were gone. They were all 3 facing her. So we're like, okay, the 3 are 1. There's 3 somethings that are there. And then something else started come through. A person on another time started coming through saying that the angels tricked me. And the angels left me. And I can't remember everything that he said, but it was like, it was very pure. Like the angels tricked me. They lied to me and that sort of thing. So we started asking the spirits, did angels bring you here? And yes, they did. Do you know where you're at? They're like, no. So you're in El Paso, Texas. And they're like, wow. So we got the same response from them every time. They didn't know where the hell they were. They would bring groups of souls to that physical location and drop them off. And there is also something there that we think is kind of like a guard for spirits, not allowing them to leave or escape or whatever.
Oh, shit.
To us, it appeared to be like a shadow. And he wouldn't get close to us. He wouldn't interact like a normal shadow would, but we'd see him every once in a while, and you could sense him. You could feel him because he was kind of nasty. So we think that that thing was put there to make sure the spirits didn't
protect, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that shadow, do you feel that it's? I know you said it feels like nasty. Is it like demonic nasty, or is it like
no?
Is just
protecting
like an
them,
enforcer nasty?
Right.
I guess you could say
a prison guard.
Yeah, like a prison guard.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So
Protect boundaries, I guess.
Fucking
you could say.
yeah, that's what I
Shawshank
think.
out this motherfucker.
Hey, you can see we're still there's
balls.
so many aspects to this stuff that we're trying not to stay on the like the religious side of everything. You know, we don't want to say the Bible has it right, or the Jews have it right, or the Sumerians have it right. We want to try to find what is correct as opposed to what's morally or religiously accepted.
So, are you guys religious?
Yeah,
and then
I'm not.
No,
no.
Okay.
Like say spiritual.
Is it your spiritual?
So,
I hate when people say
I know.
I'm very spiritual, but yeah, God is real. It's like, what the fuck?
No, I mean, I understand that you.
shit.
Yeah, you believe that there's something.
There's something.
Yeah.
There's something we
Something
just don't know.
controlling
what.
everything. And we just don't know. I mean, the Taoists believe that all of the spirits are intermingling, and then once they die, they go into a big ball of spirits back to the home sun or whatever. I don't know. But
damn.
Here comes the sun.
It's just like Scientology. You get fucking.
Oh gosh.
You get thrown into a volcano of aliens or some stupid shit, then it nuts on you. And some stupid shit.
I don't.
You got to sign a fucking 3 million year contract or some shit to join. It's something fucking ridiculous.
You think you're gonna be dead? No, you're not.
Hell no.
One of the interesting thing is every spirit that we've actually asked. We've asked them, did you see when you died, the moment you died, did you see a door or a window with a bright light beckoning you in? Every time we've asked that, they said yes. And then we asked, did you go in? Every time we've asked them, they said no.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So maybe is that why they're stuck here?
Could be. Some of them have said that they were told to stay here and wait because something was going to come get them later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that devil
The
trying to
fucking
pull
devil
that shit,
shit.
dog.
I mean, that might be the subway for the dead type of thing.
Yeah, they're
Kinda
just trying
in
to
play.
pull some bullshit.
So you stay here and wait.
Shit.
Coco type shit.
And that's,
Coco.
And that's when they attach.
Movie, I like that.
And that's when they attach rides from people, attach themselves to people to get the hell out of there and go back somewhere familiar. Problem is now they're lost. Nobody knows where they're at.
Damn.
So that thing or the angel or whatever it is that has to come and get them ain't going to be able to find them.
So let me ask, because I know people, I know we're getting a little bit long here. Say for example, a lot of these shows that come out, from what you guys have seen, if you guys, I don't know if you guys see any of the ghost shows.
Yeah.
Are there any that are actually credible, or are they all just fucking,
I don't
for the
even
most
watch
part,
them.
bullshit?
I don't even watch them anymore.
No.
Because you live it.
Yeah.
What about you, Art?
And that's how I got started too. Like going to the tours, I had, I used to watch Ghost Adventures and all that. You know, Ghost Hunters International and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll go back to the DeSoto. Ghost Adventures was there.
Okay.
2016 in the summer. Hotter than hell, right? And they investigated DeSoto. I think they did their Halloween special here in El Paso.
Okay.
So it was a big deal. You
Right.
know, that's Ghost Adventures. That's the one that most everybody knows. And they decided to do their Halloween special here in El Paso. So they did it. They filmed it at DeSoto, and then they filmed it at Concordia.
Okay.
And what they found in the DeSoto was everything that we had found. You know, unfortunately, they didn't use us to talk to them. They used these other asshats who have like zero clue what's going on.
You wanna talk shit to him? It's all right. Nobody sees this shit. Trying to start a war, spirit war.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a few things wrong here and there. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, some of it was true. So they'll give you a little bit of what happens and what we saw, and that's the only thing that I can relate to, because what they experienced and what they filmed was some of it, that the stuff that they filmed, like the pebbles falling down, and the little girl that used to live there, I guess Sarah, that was an entity. I mean, all that stuff, yeah, that they encountered, yeah, we had seen and we had encountered before.
Okay.
But then there was stuff that, like, I think in their episode, like their mouse falls off, and you can tell like the guy had his table and he just kind of shifted his foot, and you see the mouse fall off. It's like, well, that was you, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, oh, so you just by itself? It's like, nah, I don't think so.
They did spend 4 days there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
All.
a week.
Do you think they spent the whole fucking time actually in there, or just a few hours just to get their fucking footage and get the fuck out?
No,
A
that,
lot of editing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of editing.
that's what I think.
That's what I kind of figured, because, like I said, going back to our skepticism, you know, when we were on the tour with you guys, and like I said, Leon fucking called us out, and he had and it felt very personal to me, because he's like, you see that big guy in the back? He had said, I think he had said, what, to grab our butts or some shit like that. He had
Yeah,
said to
make yourself known.
grab our ass.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you said that, I had looked to my side to see if I saw John Fetterman, like to my left, and I felt something or someone push me on my right side, which was more leaned towards you, but you were leaning forward. So I don't know. And according to somebody next to you, they said that me and you reacted, or you and I reacted at the same fucking time.
Yeah, and I felt an actual poke. Well, he was probably going to try to grab
trying-
my ass,
he's
but
trying to
I
finger you.
don't have an ass,
He's trying
so it touched my back. I have a long ass back, and it's
He's trying to finger blast you, bro.
no, and
I feel like-
and I was trying to process it, like, you know, is somebody fucking with me? And I turned around and I don't know if it was my mind just playing tricks on me, because I really wanted to see something. Because when people would be like, "Hey, did you see?" I didn't see shit, and I'm like, "Damn!" And then at the end, I felt like a little like two fingers, not one. I'm a 2-finger guy.
You're too finger
So
deep.
yeah, I felt it on the, you know, on my lower back, and then when I reacted, you reacted, and I was like, did someone just poke my, try to grab my
And
long ass back?
There was
you know what I mean?
nobody behind us.
Nobody was behind
No,
us.
absolutely nobody behind us.
Because I had stood behind you guys earlier.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
standing there with you guys while Art was doing the...
Yeah, but then you want to go do the card trick.
Yeah, I wanted to do the card trick.
Right.
But while I was standing there, I don't know if I told you guys. I think I did tell you
Yeah.
guys, like, oh, shit, there's somebody standing next to me. And I saw him out of the corner of my eye, which happens there a lot.
Right.
And I saw him out of the corner of my eye, and I spun around to look at him, like, where did you come from? And they were gone. You know, he seemed to be a pretty tall dude.
And then, like, afterwards, like, when we were discussing what we were just what had happened. We were waiting on you to come up, and we experienced something just drop, like a loud sound, and
Nobody batted an eye.
yeah, nobody acknowledged it. It was just kind of like, I was like, wait a minute, are we gonna acknowledge what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
They're like, yeah, that was
when we're in the lobby.
yeah.
when we're talking or waiting for you to come out. We're talking to who was it? Who we were talking to? We're talking amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And your
The females, the ones that are real sensitive to the
mother and daughter.
Yeah, my partner and my daughter.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. Yeah,
yeah.
so we're talking to them, and we're asking them, how long we've been, this and that, whatever. And you heard like what was like a water bottle that fucking fell behind, by the counter. But
by
there was
that big
nobody.
table
Yeah,
there.
but there was nobody fucking there.
There's nobody there.
And it just slammed. Pow.
Yeah, and she kept talking like, okay, what? And I was like, all right, let's just acknowledge. I mean, just for me, because I felt like I was like, was I the only one that heard that shit?
No.
And everybody was talking like whatever, and I was like, hold on, time out. We walked around, right? I didn't see shit, and I was like, what the fuck, man? And then I don't know. I mean, it hit me later that night. Like I was like, no, it really did happen.
No, because you turned to me, you're like, are we gonna acknowledge that? I was like, what, that bottle? I was like, you heard it?
Okay,
I was
just
like, dude,
some-
I'm just not gonna say shit.
yeah, because your partner, she
yeah.
just kept talking,
If
and
she
I was like,
didn't react,
like,
I'm
it was
not
just,
reacting.
fuck it, and it was like, yeah, well, and I was like, it was loud, and I was like, wait a minute.
Well, the people that work there, some of the like maintenance staff, they were in one of the back rooms. So to get to the basement, we walked by those rooms.
Right.
They were on the left when we were going down there. One of them told me that they were working, they were doing some sheetrock or something in there, and so they were on the opposite side of the room, and their tools were near not the door, but that side. So they're on opposite sides of their tools.
Right.
And he said his T-square just picked up and flew across the room by itself. Scared the living hell out of him.
Fuck.
And you know what other place was pretty cool? It was like in the same the
Area?
gateway, yeah, same. But when you're gonna go down to the basement, you make a right, and there's like a green.
Oh, the green room.
The green room, like the it's like real old, man, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of freaky stuff in
Is
there.
there like a hole through the middle of that hotel that just goes through that green room? Cause
Yeah.
Because we were looking at it, I was like, there doesn't makes no sense why the fuck it's there. Because it's on the second floor, and it's like a 5-story building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like shaped like a U, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's shaped like a U. So the first floor, the ground floor has that atrium in the center of it. And I guess it was really nice back in the day. I guess they're
I
back
could
in
see that it could be, but it's freaky now.
1902, it used to be like a saloon. But I mean, they've added so much crap to it.
Yeah.
You get freaking 2x4s and everything everywhere.
Beautiful building. I mean,
it could be.
It could be. Yeah.
And you said that you haven't gone into that room where you said that that gentleman had committed suicide?
Oh, I've been in there.
Oh, yeah?
I don't like it.
Yeah, you said you don't go in that room, right?
Yeah, I've been in that one. That was the one up on the top corner. So they allowed us to go up there one time. They're like, "Hey, come on up." Freaking stairs the whole way.
Yeah.
So we went up there, and there's a few rooms that just felt just messed up. Even one of the doors is like a maintenance door, like a maintenance closet. One of the doors just sitting there, bang, 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 like that while we were there. Like, what the hell's in there?
Yeah, it was a brothel.
Like,
That was actually the bed.
That's somebody's head on the headboard.
Bang, 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 bang. It's a headboard.
She's like, "Hurry up, we don't have time."
It wasn't secured enough.
The hour's almost up.
Damn.
An hour.
yeah,
Jeez.
All right. Well, he took a nap first. Shit. He had to take a shower first. Shit. Oh fuck. So that it's just a horrible fucking feeling to go in there.
Yeah, man, you go in there, you just know some bad shit's in there. You could feel it. You just don't want to be in there. I cannot imagine sleeping in a room like that.
I've slept in some rooms like that.
Back in the military.
Anyways, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like that most of the time, not all the time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the feeling passes and it goes back to normal. But I will tell you that the day I was in there, I didn't like it at all. Like most of my team that had gone with us up there,
Yeah.
they're like, "Leon, you got to come check out this room." I'm like, "Oh God, okay, I'll go check it out." Holy,
Damn.
that's not a good feeling. Because one room we went into, it was odd. Because I went into it and it felt like my skin was on fire. Like, it was a really weird feeling. I was like, golly, what the hell, what's going on to make me physically feel like that? What happened in this room, I guess? And so then one of the ladies that used to work there, she goes, "Oh, yeah, up there on the 4th floor or 3rd floor, or whichever floor we were on when I found that room." She goes, "Somebody exploded."
What?
Like, what the hell does that even mean? Do you mean they blew up? They exploded? Do you mean they died, bloated, and popped? Do you mean they caught on fire? Like,
Yeah.
I never could get that answer, but I do know that when I was in that room, I felt that.
Just explosive diarrhea.
Something.
Something weird.
Bad curry.
I mean, somebody could have
Oh god.
set themselves on fire up there. You know, you don't know.
That place
Yeah.
is.
Or a disease, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he had the flames. He was
He had the
pissing,
flames.
He was pissing hot.
Pissing hot, man. Some penicillin will
pissing
clear that
flames.
shit up, man.
He didn't have to go out like that. That's how he blew up. His dick blew up.
That was
That was before Planned Parenthood, man.
that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It
Plan B.
left an imprint on the whole thing.
Fire was shooting out my dick.
All right. So I guess the last question I have for you guys before we head out. One, if you could go back and talk to one, or you could get a hold of one spirit at all you guys could ever talk to, ever to roam the earth, who would you want to talk to?
Jeez, that's not a fair question.
That's not a common question either.
I know that's the
Yeah.
whole point.
A famous ghost.
Is that,
Yeah.
I talked to Hitler because I think that would be some interesting shit.
Oh man,
To
probably,
think about it, to get a fucking guy, to get a whole fucking nation to hate just one ideology
Yeah.
is fucking amazing. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
he'd probably be like Charles Manson and twist your ways.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Because they said he used to speedball on, what was it, coke and heroin, or before he go into meetings and shit. He'd be fucking wild.
They're
Oh, I
still
believe it.
fighting out crazy shit about that dude, bro.
Yeah, dude. But think about it, because I mean, the Germans they're so technologically
They'd be like,
advanced.
right.
They the motherfucker like only like 4'8". Somebody who's 4'8" damn near destroyed the whole fucking eastern or western.
You
part
know
of
he
the
was on
fucking
drugs
world.
with that mustache, man. Come on.
His
Like,
AIDS are
fuck
probably-
it.
Yeah,
I want
that was a shit stain.
Oh, that shit
was a
there.
shit stain, boy.
Fuck all the rest. I want this.
His aides were probably trying to give him freaking decaf and shit. Settle down. Things are about to get bad for the whole world.
We ain't trying to kill nobody. Calm the fuck down. No, fuck this shit. It's going down next week. So who would it be, Leon? Who would it be? One
Man,
body.
All right, so I'd like to talk to H.H. Holmes, the serial killer.
All right.
I want to find out if he really was Jack the Ripper.
God damn.
Not
Do
Lincoln,
you
no
think
nothing,
you-
just J.J.
Do you think
Holmes.
you would be satisfied with whatever answer he gave you?
No, I'd have to.
I know you're going to lie to me, motherfucker.
If I knew I was going to talk to him, I'd have to do a lot of research, and I'd have to try to trick him into the answers, right?
Because that would suck. Be like, so are you? Nah. Fuck. All this time
I'll
I
use
wasted to
my
get a
one
hold of the fucking guy. You fucking.
Let me get my other choice. Let me bring that shit back.
Wasted
What am-
my one phone call.
Art, what about you? Who would it be? Like?
God, I never really thought about this before, but maybe like a serial killer, I guess, like either John Wayne Gacy or Manson, yeah.
Yeah.
Ed
Billy
Gein.
Manson.
Well, Manson. Oh, he just died, right? Not too long ago.
I
Oh, yeah,
saw his
Manson,
remains,
yeah.
yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, you saw his remains?
Yeah.
Manson's?
Yeah, Charles Manson's. So there's a haunted museum in Las Vegas
Oh,
that's run by
fuck.
Zach Bagans, and he has Charles Manson's remains in there. His cremains, yeah.
He's got a lot of stuff in there.
Oh, yeah?
it's
He's a demented
I've
fuck?
never been, but just looking at the show, and because they do shows there and stuff, and they record some other episodes there. All the stuff he's got in there. God damn.
Yeah, I walked in there. I just immediately inside the building, I had a bad vibe.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, if I was to get the opportunity with my team to investigate this building, I would be very cautious.
Really? You think there'll be a lot of demonic entities in that
There's
bitch?
some
Negative,
bad shit there.
just real negative stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine like you have Charles Manson stuff. He has like his artwork.
Yeah.
He's got like supposedly Ed Gein's cauldron.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
got
shit.
Dr. Kevorkian's like Death Van. He has like
He's got
John-
Dr. Kevorkian's entire office in there.
No
he's got like
shit.
John Wayne Gacy stuff in there. He's got a bunch of stuff in there, and you put all that the Dybbuk box,
The Dybbuk
supposedly
box.
like the original Dybbuk box, in a centralized area. I mean, what do you think is going to happen?
What's
It's
the
nothing
Dybbuk
but
box?
negative.
What's the Dubik's box?
Oh, the Dybbuk box is, I think it's in the Jewish religion. They put they cast all their bad energy into it. And basically it's like a Jewish type of demon inside the box.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
the Dybic's a demon, I guess, an evil spirit, unclean spirit, and that they use this box, this like wine cabinet like thing, to trap it in there supposedly.
Oh,
And
wine cabinet's going to hold a fucking demon?
Yeah, the spirit.
Man, I just bought
People
one of them.
died.
Well, we could try it out.
Yeah.
God.
Well, when I went, when I went there, they had the Dybbuk box, and they got it surrounded by salt, and it's in a glass container. And I told the lady, I said, our guide, I said, hey, did you guys notice that there's a scratch through the salt?
Oh, fuck.
There's like 3 scratches that went from the inside to the outside, like underneath the glass.
Salt?
And everything. Salt, like table salt.
Yeah.
So salt. So I
I thought I just worked on snails and shit.
No. So like I've watched Supernatural before, so I'm a fucking expert at this. So salt is supposed to keep. I guess you're supposed to put salt at the barrier so that way entities aren't able to come in. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a theory that they're not able to cross the salt.
Why
So it's kryptonite and shit.
We ran out of that, so we got salt and shit.
I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, check this out. I eat salt, bitch. You scared of it? I eat it.
Do you know what the theory is behind the salt? I know it's again, it's always in the movies with the skeleton key and shit like that. So you're not. I guess I don't know if it's a voodoo shit or a voodoo belief or whatnot, or
old beliefs that people had. These things transcend through cultures, and salt being, at one point even more, I guess,
There's more value.
costly than gold or anything like that. It held a lot of value.
yeah.
It's precious at some point for a lot of people.
Right.
So I don't know what it is. It's not pure, really.
That's probably why I don't get
sodium
possessed.
chloride.
I'm high sodium. I eat a lot of salt. The doctor's wrong. I'm gonna keep eating that shit.
This high sodium ass
Yeah,
motherfucker.
motherfucker, man.
Oh shit! So if anybody wants to get any information and do their own kind of paranormal thing, what would you recommend for them to do? As far as for if they want to be a
Don't do
ghost
it.
hunter, don't do it.
Well, all right. So this is, one of the main purposes we do this is to educate people in the paranormal, and kind of direct them in the right way. If somebody's like, man, I want to get into that building so bad, the gateway, I heard so much about it, I want to get in there. Come with us. We'll help you do it safely and help you get out of it safely without some sort of attachment. And you be there legally and everything's fine,
Right.
because you're with us. And we're going to show you the right way to do it. And we also educate people on how to do it, how to use their equipment. Because so many people sneak into places by themselves and have very rudimentary pieces of equipment and they don't know how to use it. First of all, you're going to get yourself either in trouble or hurt.
Right.
Floors fall in buildings all the time.
Right.
You got freaking bees, you have snakes, all these things that can happen to you. The most important for us as paranormal investigators is to recognize when you are being attacked by something. Because in Art's situation, if he would have been by himself, he would have never been able to get himself out of that basement.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
Yeah, what's going to happen? We don't even want to know what would
Right.
happen. They would have found his ass down there 6 weeks later when somebody visited. Hey, what is this thing?
Where are these
Poke it with
flies
a
coming
stick.
from?
Yeah, where are
God
these
damn
flies
it.
coming from?
Jesus Christ.
And we've all been zapped. We've
Yeah.
all had it happen, and you have zero control over it.
Yeah.
And if it happens, you don't even know what happened until you come around.
Yeah.
So your team has to be there to recognize when something's going on.
Right.
I think alcohol triggers that. I got zapped before when I drank a lot of alcohol.
You turn into a demon.
Yeah, I
when you
turned
drink
into a gremlin.
There's a difference. There's a fucking difference in that shit. Oh shit. Yeah, because I know. I guess it was your partner and daughter that left. She had said that she had got zapped on Saturday when we were down there. They had left for a little bit.
She wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, and I was like, she's like, we gotta go. I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right, go with you. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because I was like, well, what the? So then she was telling us about what zapped was, as far as for her, was that you start getting these bad headaches and you start feeling really shitty.
Nauseous and all
So
that.
does that, when you're starting to feel that, does that mean something's trying to come in, or something's trying to hitch a ride, or what is that?
Use your energy, pass through you. I guess not really possessed because you can't really do that. But like maybe go through you, tap into your energy. I mean, he explains it pretty well. Like, what do you say they go?
Yeah, our energy goes like this. Their energy goes like that, and it doesn't mix well.
Right.
So it just messes you up in all different directions inside your body. You know, so it feels like shit.
Yeah.
It sucks.
So do you believe possessions are able to happen? Or no?
I believe.
Yes? Like the Exorcist style shit?
God, to that extent, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they made a movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gotta
I
be
think-
real. It's got to be from somewhere.
I think they just had Tourette's and they didn't even know.
They just got
I mean,
Tourette's?
yeah, it was just.
It just showed up late?
It's explained now.
Well, so something I've observed. So we do spend a lot of a lot of time with the people that are around, like the DeSoto Hotel, the Gateway Hotel, downtown in general. And I talk to them all. I mean, you guys saw me talking to that guy there, and there's something about some of these guys. It's like they have something controlling them to make them make really, really bad decisions in life. You can almost sense the dirtiness on their
Like the
purity. Yeah. So you got a person that you walk up to and you can feel, hey, this guy's got a good vibe to him.
Yeah.
All those guys got a bad vibe. They just have a bad vibe. If it's because there's something else controlling them, is it some sort of demonic oppression or some sort of minor possession? I don't know. Is that still the same guy he was when he was in high school?
Right.
Or when he was a kid? Is that the same guy? I don't know. But I can tell you that almost all those people have the same vibe to them. I think it was on Friday the 13th. We were in the lobby and we were kind of getting closed up and fixing to take off. And this dude walks in. This dude's wearing like a black cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah, you told us about that, dude.
Red shirt. And he's just got this terrible vibe to him. Like he either had something in him or he had just done something really, really bad.
Damn.
Or something. Like he had, because we were just looking at each other like,
what's
there's
wrong with
something.
you?
Yeah, there's something wrong with this.
something
Don't
wrong
get
with
close
you.
to this dude.
Yeah.
He walked out of the rooms. I guess he came downstairs or something, and I had my daughter with me at that time, and she was kind of sitting by herself. I was like, so I told her, "Stay with me, goddammit, because there's creepers out here."
Yeah.
And he was like, he walked around. He kind of like, I guess he was sizing us all up, and then he walked over there and he saw her, and he kind of stood there by her for a little bit, and I was like, okay, let's get out of here because this dude, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah.
And apparently he lives there and he works there.
He said he works there. He says
said
like
he
one of
works
the
there.
night security guys, but that dude wasn't right. He's like, hey, you guys can go in the
Nah.
basement if you want.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, yeah, I know.
Who the fuck opens up? Hey, if y'all want to go to the basement, that's some rapey shit right there.
That's it. You want to come with me?
That's some shit Bill Cosby used to say. Have fun with that shit.
Here, drink this.
Drink
God.
this. Oh, shut up.
Right? Or Michael Jackson, was it this Jesus juice? Have some of this Jesus juice. All right, so again, before we wrap it up, if we want to get in contact with you guys, they want to reach out to you guys to get you somewhere to go investigate something, or just even take one of the tours, where can they reach you guys again?
ElPasoGhostTours.com. We got a link to our email address there. We also have a Facebook page, El Paso Ghost Tours. It's got the same logo. It's on my hat, my shirt.
It's on the screen.
And we also on Instagram.
Okay, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Art, before we leave, any last words?
No. Am
Am
I gonna die?
He
or
goes
what?
in that
No,
fucking
no.
trance again. It's in that trance again. It caught his ass. You haven't come out of the fucking basket yet.
You're actually still there.
You're still there. Leon, any last words before we head out?
No, you guys come out to the tour.
Yeah,
we
please.
get real busy this time of year, but in November, December, January, great time to come. Small
Yeah.
groups. We take it real serious.
Yeah. No, definitely. We like I said, we took the tour. Very educational. I felt some shit, and I'm pretty skeptical about it. As I mentioned earlier with the last tour I did, talking shit to people. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I
I'm
definitely
still trying
highly
to process
recommend.
it.
You're still trying to process this shit?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see.
We gotta take. If you guys ever get a call to go out or somewhere, let us know, because I think this month he wants to go talk some Latin shit and see what happens.
I just got to see some. I gotta see something.
You gotta see the Devils. What you gotta do?
He's gonna upgrade from 2 fingers to 3 fingers.
Yeah, no, he's gonna go full fist.
I'm sorry. Elbow, baby, all the way.
No, but definitely get at these guys. El Paso Ghost stores. Get at them, find them, take the tour, learn some fucking history if you're in the city. If not, get on their website, get some information. Trust me, it's fucking worth it, dude. I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate everything you guys do. This shit's fucking awesome. Until next time, guys, don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. Deuces.